Hello, and thank you for joining another session of service management. As you know, service management is a robust service solution that provides a lot of capability that helps you manage your service organization. This includes things like planning for calendaring, customer claims, incident management, inventory management, issue management, maintenance plans for things like preventative maintenance, PMs, quotes, rental contracts, RMA, sales orders, shipments, tickets, vendor claims, work orders, all the things that a typical service organization may have to encounter. This session is really going to be focused around one element of this particular capability, which is the RMA capability. Okay, let me go and log into the RMAs. Okay, when we log in, it's highly configurable, so you'll see that the main menu is very much streamlined, just to the kind of the things that might be relevant for an RMA process. And we're going to focus in on the RMAs. Now, where we're going to start this story is really from what we also have is supporting portals. These portals allow our end customers to be able to engage with us directly without having to take phone calls and emails. So we're going to start off with the RMA portal to kind of show you the workflow in terms of how an RMA can get created by your end customers. All right, so we're going to log into this RMA portal. Each user will have to log in, or they can create an account to log in and create this. A lot of times we'll provide this portal directly to the end customers, or we can embed this into your website so that as users use your website, they can get to creating the RMA themselves. Once we log into the portal, this is configured to allow them to be able to just type a serial number in. That's usually the fastest way. It's the easiest way to get the most amount of information. If they've been logged in and their products are registered, they can use the My Serialized product. It doesn't have to be a serialized product. It could be just a product that they're returning. This allows them to review the returns after they're there. I also have the work orders here. A lot of times RMAs work with work orders, so they can do that, and they can also get some reporting. I'm going to start at the My Serialized product because I have a customer set up. And as you can see, this customer has a number of serial numbers with us. I'm going to start off with this B8 serial number. This is one that they're trying to return. So I'm going to just select that serial number. And as you can see, it provides the customer a lot of information, what the serial number is, what the description is to help them make sure they got the right one, when it was installed. As you can see in this case, this one's not under warranty anymore, so anything like this would be a billable service work order. This is the current customer that it's registered to, and so they have a lot of information just to confirm that they have the right serial number. Now they come up here and begin a work order. Or an RMA. I also show the work order in here because sometimes a lot of organizations will have field service guys that go out and do the work in the field versus bringing it back into a repair depot to do an RMA. In this case, we're going to focus it though on the RMA process. So I'm going to begin an RMA. And so now you can see it actually brings the product into for me, and it gives me just some basic options that make it really simple for your customers to tell you what's going on. In this case, I'm the customer. I'm telling it's got to come in for repair. This will not get hot. Please fix this as soon as possible. This is a critical component, and it is down. Okay, so just they can provide information. And so now that they've completed that, that's all they really need to do is to tell us what's wrong with it. They can add additional products if they're returning multiple units at the same time. In this case, I'm not going to do that, but if they did, I can simply click on this button to do so. I'm going to go to the next button, and it walks them through the process. And so now I just tell them who I have. I have that this is a billing customer. I have this is a shipping customer. I can add some additional contact information, but this will pull from the master file. So if the master files are updated, it'll give them that information. They can change it. They can add a PO number in here if they want to. If they need to change anything in the billing or shipping address, they can do that here in these fields. All that should be set for us, so I'm just going to click the next button. And then sure enough, they come up to just finalizing their review. This is who I'm gonna, the bill to customer for this work. Here's the billing address, the shipping address. The product I'm shipping back is a B8, this unit for repair, will not get hot. Here's my notes for that particular unit. At this point in time, your customers can also attach any files they may have, maybe a picture of something if it looks damaged or whatever. I'm not going to attach a file here for time, but you can see how that could work. Once I click the submit button, this pulls up a form. Now the customer can end up printing off this form, putting it in the box with the unit, and now there's a reference number of 138 in terms of the return authorization. The customer can now monitor that particular RMA by going back to their home page and going to review returns. As you can see, 138 is now in here, and as it goes through the process, it'll update information on this to give the customer a little better information in terms of what's going on. All right, so let's see how that came into the base software. As you can see, if we go to our RMAs in the base software where everything is consolidated for your management purposes, and if I look at the RMAs, my top query here, I can now see number 138 has come in. All right, so now I can do something with it. I can plan for it. As a manufacturer, it's good to know that these are coming in, and so I can look at this RMA and I can say, okay, I'm going to put it in the status of waiting for receipt. At this point in time, I can manage workflow too. So I may have somebody try to plan for this as it's coming in. For example, they may look at the problem that they have and see that, okay, the problem, it will not get hot. Okay, I'm familiar with this unit. I know we're going to need certain types of parts to fix this so they can plan ahead. So I'm going to plan, and my guy that I'm always sending this to, I believe, let's say it's Chandler. And so now I can assign this to Chandler, and Chandler can know that this RMA is on its way, and he can plan accordingly for getting this accomplished. Okay, once I do that, I've now set the status, and we're just simply waiting for the product to be returned. Now, if I go back to the service portal, you'll see if I refresh the screen, I now can see that my status has been changed to waiting for receipt. So now the customers are notified using the portal, and the customers can be notified with an email or a text message letting them know that the status has changed and that they can go to the portal to see the status change. So there's multiple ways of keeping your customers notified. Therefore, you don't have to worry about getting emails and phone calls in terms of asking for the status. Okay, so now when the unit is received, somebody in the receiving department says, hey, I've gotten this unit in. Let me change it to received. I do want to apply that to the entities that they sent in to me. I now change the status for something like received waiting evaluation. Okay, as soon as I save this, my customer now sees in the portal that it's been received and it's waiting evaluation. Again, they can receive an email or a text message letting them know that as well as the portal to continue to communicate. Okay, so now it goes through the process, and in this case, we also read the notes that the customer provided. Please fix this as a critical component. Some organizations will provide additional services to their customers, such as an advanced replacement. All right, so in this case, before I do any repair, I might do an advanced replacement on this, which means that I'm going to take this unit, a BX-4, and I'm going to send them a new unit before I even start the repair. You can even send them a new unit before you receive the product. And so I'm going to go click here as an advanced replacement. That's this one I'm going to submit. I'm just going to put the same product in there so I have the bake oven. And now, because this integrates with your ERP system, you can now say submit customer order, and it'll create a sales order to ship that product out to the customer. Now the customer has something to use ahead of time, and then you may either rebuild this and put it in stock and in place of actually repairing it. Or you may repair it and put yours back in stock. The other option, of course, you have in here is a loaner capability. The loaner allows you to be able to do the same thing. I'm going to ship them a unit BX-4. However, the loaner is only to be used until you repair their unit. And then when you return their unit, they're going to return back the loaner. And so you can put a planned return date in here and then an actual return and a return date here and monitor that through the process. Okay, so that's how we would handle that situation. All right, so now what happens is we go through the process, we do some evaluation, and we can now assign it to somebody else. All right, so we can now go and say, okay, it now needs to go from Chandler to Charlie. Charlie's the one that's actually going to do some repair on this, so I assign it to Charlie. Now Charlie can see that it's assigned to him simply by going to the query. So we had Charlie assigned to it begin, and now, or I'm sorry, this one here, if I refresh the screen, you'll see that my received was this, now it is assigned to Charlie. So Charlie can come in here and search for only the things that are applied to him. And so he can get a list of all the work orders that are all the RMAs that he's now got to getting a line for. Okay. Okay, so now now Charlie finishes his work. He might repair it. Now he might send it over to Chris. And what Chris is going to do is maybe he's going to ship it. So he's going to change the status to repair complete. It could have gone through ready for repair. It could have had a vendor issue, so you sent it off to the vendor. Or just simply repaired and repaired complete now. And so now as I change this, I go back to my portal, I refresh my customer, refresh the portal, and they can now see that it's repair is complete. Okay. Now, what we didn't do in this particular case is we didn't provide what the problem and the resolution was. And so we can do that too, and that might have been whoever's gone through that problem will not get hot. The problem is a bad heating element, and we replace that element. And shipping back to customer. Simple as that. Now we have tracking of exactly what happened in that situation. Again, we communicate to our customer, and now we know that the symptom would not get hot, bad heating element, and the resolution is replace the element. I don't have this. You can control the access of what people see here by what they have access to. I didn't give them access to see the resolution, but you can. Okay, so that's really the process that you go through. Now, for reporting purposes, you will also provide robust reporting so that you can manage all of this. So you have the real-time monitoring of the query, but there's also analysis section that gives you the ability to do a report builder. For example, if I wanted to manage my advanced loaner, I would actually pick a data warehouse view that's got the fields I want in it. It gives me a list of all the fields that I could use to build my report, and then the fields that I actually use to build my report. Once I build my report and I run my report, I can see that here's my 138, it's received. I did have a replacement loaner. Here's the replacement entity ID on it. And so I can really use this to manage what I'm gonna do. I can download this report into Excel and then manage it accordingly. I also have some dashboarding capability. If you're not going to use tools like Power BI to access these data warehouses, you can also use our out-of-the-box dashboarding capabilities, and that just provides you an ability to be able to start to put together some form of a dashboard to give you some ideas what's going on. Here's my RMAs created. Here's my RMAs by top entities. So this dashboarding capability is very helpful as well. People expand this by using tools like Power BI to be able to even go further with dashboarding. All right, inventory management. The software allows you to be able to manage your serialized inventory and your non-serialized inventory and your service parts so that you keep all of that straight and that you keep your inventory accurate as you're working to use this inventory for repair purposes. All right, that gives you a summary of what happens with the RMA and repair depot process. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and we look forward to seeing you in another session.